It is Tuesday, May 5th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Got a couple of news items to share on the show today, kind of get you up to speed on the news from yesterday, plus we'll recap the iRacing action from last night. First, though, Kasey Kahne Racing announced yesterday that boss man Kasey Kahne will be back behind the wheel of the number 9 sprint car this Friday night at Knoxville for the return of the World of Outlaws. The race will feature a 48-car invite field. We have not seen a full list of drivers yet. We've seen a few names here and there of guys expected to compete. Obviously, we'll, assume that all of the full-time World of Outlaws drivers will be a part of that. But we will await that, and once we have that full list, we'll certainly share that. But this will be Kasey's first sprint car race since a March 2019 crash at Williams Grove Speedway. James McFadden has been running the 9 for KKR in kind of in Kasey's place, but he is expected to compete in a full slate of races in that car this season, including quite a bit of the World of Outlaws season from what we understand. So look for Kasey this weekend as part of the field at Knoxville. You can watch that Knoxville race live on Dirt Vision on Friday night. We've got a few more details about Lucas, about the return of the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series reopening their schedule. The field at Lucas Oil Speedway will be 26 cars, with Golden Isles and East Bay both starting 24 cars. 2 emergency provisionals are available if needed. Unlike a lot of these events, these are actually not invitationals. They're open to any super late model teams that would like to compete. They have a registration deadline. You can late register as well, but they just want to make sure they know who's coming in and who's going to be on the list of people, because they're limiting number of crew members and things like that as well. All of these events will be without spectators, but they will be streamed live on lucasoilracing.tv and the Lucas Oil Late Model Facebook page. Again, if you'd like more information about the upcoming races, you can visit lucasdirt.com. Senoia Raceway in Georgia and DirtOnDirt.com have announced a super late model show for this coming Thursday night. The DirtOnDirt.com shootout will pay $5,000 to win and feature super late models and crate late models. No spectators will be allowed, but all the action can be watched live if you're a Dirt on Dirt or Flow Racing subscriber. Senoia also has a Saturday show scheduled, also without spectators. That one is going to have limited fields in 8 divisions. You can find more details on that at SenoiaRaceway.com. That's SenoiaRaceway.com. Saturday night's Dirt Car Late Model event at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 has sold out of all 700 spectator tickets. They've also announced that Carl Chevrolet has come on board as race sponsor. The event will now pay $7,000 to win and $600 to start. Carl Chevrolet has also put up a $10,000 bonus for any heat race winner who elects to start in the rear and can win the 50-lap race. They're expecting either 4 heats or 6 heats, so that means 4 drivers or 6 drivers could be eligible for that $10,000 bonus. Any driver who does choose to start in the rear will earn an extra $1,000 if they go to the rear and don't win. So even if you choose to go to the back, you still get a little bit of extra money on top of whatever you earn for the race. The program will include UMP Modifieds and Pro Modifieds, and you can watch all of the action live on flowracing.com. That one is Saturday, I believe. I've added another new stat to the analytics section of DIRTRACKR.com. This one will be one we can kind of keep up with through the season that I think will be interesting to kind of watch as it kind of shifts and changes. This one's both for the sprint cars and late models, and basically it's who's hot right now stat. It's basically the top 5 drivers in average finish for the previous 5 races. This will usually end up being some series regulars. You basically have to have competed in all 5 races to be included in the stat. I kind of set it up initially where it was just whoever had the best average finish in the last 5 races, but if you have one guy that competes in a race and wins the race, he's obviously going to be at the top of the list. And I'm not really sure that that's an accurate, portrayal of, kind of who's hot over the previous 5 races. So I went ahead and just included those drivers that have included or that have raced in all 5 of those previous races. So looking at it right now, the hot drivers for the Sprint Car Series right now: Brad Sweet, Logan Schuchart, Donnie Schatz, Darren Pittman, Sheldon Hodenshield. The hot drivers for the late model series are Brandon Shepard, Ricky Weiss, Dennis Erb, Chase Youngins, and Scott Bloomquist. Those 5 drivers for each series have the best average finish over the previous 5 races. You can find this new stat on the series pages at dirttracker.com/analytics, along with a lot of other stats and information that I continue to keep adding to and will continue to keep adding to as we move forward. I mentioned on the show yesterday, the iRacing World of Outlaws World Championship was going to be in action at Kokomo Speedway last night. They actually pulled an audible in the series, instead returned to Volusia Speedway Park for the series' 2nd trip of the season. They actually opened the season at Volusia. Alex Bergeron entered the night with a 30-point lead over David Halleman after James Edens had connection issues last week, running in the top 5. In qualifying, it was Austin Semmelman going quick time over Dylan Hauser and James Edens. it still continues to blow me away how close these drivers are, how close the competition is in this series. The entire field in qualifying, 30 drivers, was separated by less than 0.2 of a second, which just is insane how good these guys are. Heats were won by Semmelman, Dylan Hauser, James Edens, and Alex Bergeron. Cole Cabry won the first B with Colton Hardy transferring, while John Batista won the second B with Kendall Tucker transferring. Semmelman was actually supposed to start on the pole of the feature, but he had connection issues, and he never even actually made the call to start the race. Similarly, with what we saw last week with Edens. Edens actually started the race, but then under caution while he was running in the top 5, had a connection issue, and he ended up dropping out of the race. And with Semmelman having issues, that moved James Edens actually up to the pole position, and it would actually prove to be a really big break for him. Racing behind him was pretty crazy, but Edens actually led all 35 laps en route to his 3rd win of the season. There was big drama behind him for points leader Alex Bergeron. He was running in the top 5, kind of around lap 13, when contact with second-place pointsman David Heilemann sent him spinning to the rear. Heilemann looked like he was going to try to get to the bottom into turn 1 and didn't know Bergeron was inside. The feature had the most cautions for any race so far we've seen in the series. Edens was able to hold off Joel Berkeley on a late green white checkered finish. At the end, it was Edens, Joel Berkeley, Braden Eiler was 3rd, David Heilemann 4th, and Cole Newhoffen in 5th. Bergeron battled back to finish in 7th. I didn't get a chance to see the points last night, and now iRacing is updating this morning, so another website is available. So I will update those when they pop back up. But I would imagine Bergeron probably still has a slight points advantage with his rebound to finish 7th. Only 3 races remain in the season. Eldora Speedway is up next Monday night. The series races at 9 p.m. You can watch for free at iRacing.com/live and twitch.com/iRacing. Last night was also another World of Outlaws Late Models iRacing Invitational. Usual suspects up front. Caden Cornell and Mike McKinney started on the front row, with McKinney taking the early lead. He led the first 12 laps, but action up front was pretty tight between McKinney, Corey Gordon, Caden Cornell, Ashton Winger, Nick Stroop. Stop me if you've heard these names before. Gordon took the lead on lap 13 and fought off charges from Ashton Winger and Nick Stroop and survived a late race caution to grab his 3rd iRacing World of Outlaws Invitational win. Ashton Winger was 2nd, Nick Stroop finished 3rd, Caden Cornell was 4th, and Eric Riggins was 5th. Riggins was also hard charger, going from 20th into the top 5. After leading early, McKinney had trouble late and finished 22nd. If you want more World of Outlaws iRacing action, both the sprint cars and late models will be in action again tonight on CBS Sports Network at 8 p.m. They did one of these broadcasts last week from the World of Outlaws studios. Dave Reef, Johnny Gibson on the call with Kenny Wallace. I'm not sure if that'll be the same tonight. I have not seen, but I would imagine it'll be similar, if not exactly the same. But yeah, so you can check that out at CBS Sports Network, or on CBS Sports Network at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for some more iRacing action. That's pretty much it for the show today. We'll keep you posted on any news items going forward, obviously. And like I said, we'll get you up to speed once we have that entry list for this weekend's World of Outlaws race. We're not quite sure what that's going to look like yet in terms of the other drivers, based on that eligibility. So we'll keep you posted there, and I would imagine we'll probably see more announcements for more races, kind of like you see, like we saw today with Senoia. So as those pop up, a good place to keep up with that stuff too is DIRTRACKR.com, updating every 15 minutes. Lots of news items there, so keep up with that stuff all day. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review, tell your friends. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook every day. You can email the show at info@dirtracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and you can sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter on the site. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you have a good Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow on DIRTRACKR Daily.